Hi, this is Seann Celeste from Astral Connections, and again, here with me I have Seann and Celeste Traviller. How are you today?
Well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Seann is a sound therapist, and Celeste is an angelic massage therapist.
That's right.
Can you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves? A little bit different. Let's go like really early about where you grew up and your childhood, maybe one at a time, as you feel best.
Okay.
Who's going first? Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I was born in BC.
Okay.
Oliver, actually, up in the Okanagan, and we moved when I was very young to Surrey, which was the country then.
Right.
And my father was a minister, and we lived on a road in what is now the middle of Wally, and it was gravel. And his church was on Torth Road.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm not sure if that's still there or not, but I know the road that we lived on and all that isn't there anymore. Because I think it's Wally Ring.
Wow.
So that's how far back I go to Surrey.
Well, you don't look like you go that far back, so.
Thank you. So yeah, and then we moved to Ontario when I was a kid for a while, and then we moved back. So.
Wonderful. And you, Seann?
Myself, I was born in Calgary, but we moved at a very early age out to Victoria, and grew up there until I was in my 17 or so, and then we went back over to Vancouver with my mom. And yeah.
What about career and?
Tried a few different things.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of years in the film industry as a driver.
The film industry as a driver.
30 years.
Wow. Tell us about that a little bit.
It's a very exciting industry to work in, very tiring, long hours, and I would say it was a lot of fun the first 20 years, but the last 10 years, the 18, 19-hour days getting up at 4 and 3 in the morning wasn't so exciting anymore.
So tell us about a day in the life of Seann as a driver.
Long. Getting up at, like I say, 3, 4 in the morning, getting to work by 5, 6.
Must have met a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people over the years. You know, worked on a lot of shows, and you know, David Duchovny, I drove him on X-Files when they were shooting here one season, and there's...
That's Mulder, right?
Yes,
okay.
The one who played Mulder,
wasn't
correct.
Sure.
There's been, you know, all kinds of people, Gene Hackman, Burt Reynolds, just all kinds of people over the years, you know.
Did you get to join them ever?
I got to meet a few stars, yes, nice. And go to some cast parties and things like that, and that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Sharon Stone was probably the most notable. She was very nice, and gave him money to take me out for dinners. That's good.
Yeah, that was my Christmas bonus from her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So how do Seann and Celeste meet?
Oh, that's another story.
Yes, it is. I was over visiting and having some work done, healing work by Derek Whitecloud, and I was asking him if there was any healing circles around in the area on a Monday night, because the show I was working on our weekend was Monday and Tuesday. And he mentioned, yeah, in White Rock there is a house, and he gave me the address and said they have a healing meeting every Monday. So I went to the healing meeting, and guess who was there?
Were you there, Celeste?
It was Celeste's house.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, and she had, well, you can tell you're part of it.
Well, we were both in sort of the same space in that we had decided we wanted to meet the person we wanted to be with.
Right.
But we weren't going to go looking. That's how I was anyway. I made a list, and, you know, he had his list, and I said to the universe, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go looking. You're going to have to bring him to me. So I met him in my living room.
There you go.
That was pretty good manifestation.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That was 13 years ago. So.
Yeah. Well, you both look very happy.
Okay.
We are.
Excellent.
And it didn't take long before we made a commitment to each other, and we've been together ever since.
That's true.
Good for you. Yeah. So tell me, Seann, how does a driver for the stars become a sound therapist?
Well, a real desire to do something more, something that's more based from the heart, and also where I can use my other abilities. Driving was a wonderful career for a long time, but I didn't get the fulfillment out of it that I had when I was in the beginning, when it was all exciting, it was all new, and you know, there wasn't such a built-up industry. It was much more.
You must have learned lots of secrets from the stores.
Oh. Well, but then again, the rule in my car when I'm driving anybody was what said in the car stayed in the car.
Of course.
I always assured them of that. But yeah, there was a lot of good times, nice things.
Nice.
You know, I try not to remember the other uglier scenes. But for me, I sort of fell into sound therapy. A lot of things I've been introduced was after meeting Celeste.
Okay.
And she was very much on a spiritual quest and trying out different modalities of healing and practicing. And I found it was very much in line with where my heart was. And the massage, I took the massage courses, but when I took the sound therapy, that's something I really... Yes,
where your passion fell in.
Exactly, and I mean, I love music. I play the flute.
Yeah.
I read poetry. I love the sound of words. So, all of it was very, very much close to me and drew me very quickly in.
So Celeste said, Seann mentioned many modalities that you delved into. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Well, both of us are Reiki masters. We got our Reiki mastership with a fellow who's now passed away. Quite a great gentleman.
Who was that?
Chris. What was his last name?
Chris.
Anyway.
And I have to ask, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
That's okay, but that was 10 years ago.
It's just gone.
Just a wonderful man.
But anyway, yeah. And, you know, it's funny, the Reiki, I guess, and hanging out with people in the healing circle and having that type of energy in my home got me interested in other things. And one day a lady said to me, you know, you have wonderful healing energy, you should take massage. And I had never thought of that before. So I took massage. Seann, as he said, took it as well. And yeah, the rest is history. I've been doing that for 10 years. And
Wonderful.
I also took the sound therapy, but that resonated more with Seann than it did with me. I can do it.
You can do it, but
it's more his thing.
Right.
So
yeah, we all have our niche, I guess. Yeah. Absolutely. So then, okay, so then the massage therapy and now angelic massage therapy, what's the difference?
Well, I decided a while back that it was great to connect with angels as I do massage. So now I've incorporated that into my massage, my healing massage, and I work with the angels.
Okay. Is that just something, is that your addition to massage therapy, or is there a modality out there for this?
There is angel therapy.
Okay.
I haven't taken it per se. I've been with someone who is an angel therapist, and
you've just been communicating
on my own,
with them.
yes, I have checked in, and they give me their names, and they, you know, I can feel them through my crown, and yeah, it's great. They come in and help.
They definitely do. My experience, and maybe you out in the audience there will kind of wonder, but I was working on Celeste doing a sound therapy, and as usual I have my eyes closed, so I focus on the energies, and I'm feeling the energies and watching what's going on. And I was working over Celeste's third chakra, and I raised my hand up, and as I did, I felt my hand, and I actually heard the ring. It makes a little sound, but make a sound like I'd hit something. And I stopped for a second and thought, well, maybe I hit the ceiling. So I opened my eyes and realized my hand was still this far from the ceiling. And when I felt whatever I bumped into, it felt like I hit it, and then it felt like feathers dragging right down my arm.
Wow.
And the impression I got was I had bumped into an angel's wing. Now,
whether you did or not.
Whether I did or not, for me it was an incredible feeling, and to feel that they were really letting me know that they were around. Because there was nothing above me, and I'm working, Celeste is laying on the table, I'm working with a tuning fork, and it was really, and Celeste felt it. She didn't see it, but she felt something going on.
It was my healing room, and they're there
Yeah.
when I'm working.
So that was
quite
different.
The experience,
it was. It really was a confirmation that, you know, that they're working with us and they are there.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do that, right? They give us confirmation
They do.
so that
Yeah.
we keep going and building in our
Oh, it
our
felt
beliefs.
firm. It felt like a solid body I bumped into, and then, like I say, and the next sensation was
feathers.
feathers going down my arm, like it was dragging over my arm as they were leaving and passing, over.
Wow, that's beautiful. Have you had any such experiences that you could share?
I haven't bumped into any of them that I know of, but they do come through. I can feel the pressure in my crown, and I can feel them around me. And people that have come to have massages and healings have said to me, "Oh, this room's full of angels."
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to go to your room now.
You're invited.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Celeste will give you a massage, and I'll follow that with a sound therapy, and that's the Cadillac. It really is.
So
really is.
speaking of your sound therapy,
Mm-hmm.
you use tuning forks, right?
That is correct.
And you brought them with you, so you
Yeah.
can tell us about them. Here,
I
I'll
can.
grab them for you.
All right.
Well, first there's this feather.
Yeah,
you
that's
tell us about?
that's my wand that I use after the treatment. I have turkey feathers in there, which are good for healing, and we have a bit of some crow feathers we've gathered up for magic. And when I use this is at the end of the treatment. It's to go through the etheric body, smoothing it, fluffing it up, and
Okay.
just,
Relaxing it.
relaxing it, and then just getting it into shape. And then everybody loves the
Oh, it
breeze
feels so
off.
good.
And I can make a
Oh, wow.
sound of a wing.
Oh,
So
that's
it
beautiful.
gives the illusion of birds flying over you. Here, I'll put that back.
There you go.
I see there's even
Now
a
this
partridge
is-
feather in there.
Oh yeah, there they are. It's just a set of 8 tuning forks, and they are precision. Therefore, originally would have been manufactured for tuning a piano, but you have the do, re, mi, fa, so, all the way up through all the
And then
chakras.
dough again, I guess.
That is the 8th fork, and that's for the etheric body.
Okay.
It's the highest.
It's the highest in pitch. They start down here, and
Hold that for you.
this is for the root chakra. It's not a very loud sound,
but it's
but
felt.
it's very precise,
Yeah.
and it's a pure tone. And that passes, when I hold it like that, right through my hand. It'll start vibrating all
Can you feel that? Oh yeah.
You can feel it going,
Yeah.
because it gets molecules in the hand vibrating, and that's what I use as a tool. And then there's, of course, as Celeste does with massage, you're bringing in the spirit's energy and letting the angels and guides work through you. I find that it's most effective if I step back and get my left brain out of it and just let things happen. And that's when the real healing starts. Because all I am is a facilitator. I'm
Right.
not some kind of magic guy.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Can you go through them with us? Just to demonstrate what each of the sounds are, I guess?
The root.
I don't know how much you'll hear that, but
Hold it up to
A little bit more than on the other one, actually.
yeah, I hit it harder. And
That's the sacral.
that's the sacral. And this one, of course, if I
That's the root.
root chakra. Do. And there's for your 3rd chakra.
Solar plexus.
Right.
And this, the
Heart.
heart chakra. And when I was using this one on my last client on the weekend, I had 4 vertebrae right through that area from about there to there in my back go into line. And I'm standing there with the fork out working on this person, and all of a sudden my back just goes cluck. And that's in the States, the chiropractors are using tuning forks to align the spine. But I don't, I'm not claiming to be a chiropractor or that. I'm working more with healing, getting the energy flowing.
Yeah.
My work is like giving a car a tune-up, if you will. It gets the energy flowing through the entire body.
I had a session with Seann actually. It was extremely relaxing. Extremely relaxing.
Yes, it is.
And they just keep going up. That's your voice, throat chakra.
So the heart one's higher or lower than the throat?
Yeah, you can see as they
Yeah.
decrease in
I
length,
see.
the higher the pitch. Each one is marked as to the number of hertz that it vibrates at, which aligns to actual, the scale on the piano. That's one. And there's a crown chakra, 7th. And then there's the etheric.
So when you say etheric, so that's above the crown?
Nope, that's the body, that's the energy field around you. We each have an energy field that goes out about 3 feet from your body.
Right.
And I use that for clearing it out.
And that's the sound that represents it? Is that
That's the sound.
That
yeah,
represents the etheric?
That's right.
Okay.
And I noticed when Randall, a friend of mine, was over last night, he brought a... Oh, I put this back in here so I don't... There we go. He came... What was the name of that board that he had with all the...
Good question.
It had a figure on it of a gentleman in lotus position meditating, and then it had bars going all the way up the bar, all the way to the 8th above. Now, they were exactly the same keys as my tuning forks, and when I got the kit, no one had told me what to do with the 8th fork, but intuitively I got it's for the etheric body. And when I saw the board last night, that the 8th tone, which is the same as my 8th key, was up above the body, showing it in the etheric. So I had gotten correct information.
That was my intuition as you were showing it, that it might be above the crown, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, it goes out, and it's the whole energy field that runs around you.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. It is.
All of this is so exciting.
It is exciting.
So Celeste, talk to us about your massage then a little bit. Talk to us about the process, angelic massage.
All right. So what I do basically is as I'm waiting for the person to be ready for me to come in, I connect with the angels and I bring the person in to my energy field, and then I go down and connect with the body, and as I said, bring in the angels, and then I start. And what I do is therapeutic massage. It's a combination of deep tissue and relaxation. It's totally tailored to what the person wants or needs, or both. And so everyone's different, and it's definitely a healing modality.
So are you guided through the process by the angels?
Yes. Well, I have a format.
You have a format that you
the
follow.
Body, the body has certain points that you need to massage and take care of, but the
so
rest of it,
are there points on the meridians?
Some of them are, yeah. Some of them are, and just I have a lot of. I've done a bit of the anatomy, coloring book and all that, and I do know quite a bit about the body, so I know the spots, especially after 10 years, that need to be addressed. And where most people carry
is the best teacher, I always say.
Right, where most people carry their tension. It's usually one of two places, and so I just take care of that. And I usually have my eyes closed for about 75% of the massage. People think I'm looking at their body, well, I'm not. I'm in touch with what's going on, and the more that I focus and have my eyes closed, the more that I feel and learn about the body. That's right, and I'm guided, exactly.
Wow.
So.
And I can testify to how amazing Celeste's massage is. I mean, yes, she's my wife, but it's so much more. I've had massage, before I'd ever met Celeste, but she put so much energy into it, and it just is. Some of the releases I've had have been absolutely a surprise, emotional releases and that. And just the feeling you have afterwards, that you know that there's been more going on than just manipulating the muscles.
Yeah, I've had people say that to me. There's more going on here than just massage, isn't there?
So Seann, You are way more than a sound therapist. You've written poetry, I understand.
Yes,
You've written a play, I understand.
correct.
Can you speak a little bit about that aspect of your life?
Well, it's a wonderful new area that I'm finally giving myself permission to explore. Yeah. I mean, I've wanted to do this all of my life, but I was too busy either raising kids or working or whatever, and mistakenly putting my passions at the bottom of the heap and everything else at the top. And I wasn't happy for a long time, and now I know why. I'm pursuing my passions. The writing of the poetry, it's not a conscious thing. I don't think down with my left brain and I'm going to do this. It could be in a meditation. I'll get 1 or 2 lines of poetry, and I call it a key, because then I write those 1 or 2 lines down, and all of a sudden the poem will start following. And sometimes I can write a complete poem in 2 or 3 minutes. Other times it's hours, but it's all inspiration coming through again. Then I started wanting to write something longer, and I had an idea for a book called the Confessions of a Vegetarian Wolf, and enjoyed writing that immensely. It was my first time I mean, I had done other writing. I've done some children's book, but this was something I really became inspired with. And it was reflective of my life at this time, about going through change, embracing change. And the premise of the story is about a wolf who discovers that one day that he can't eat meat anymore.
Okay.
And that he craves vegetables. He's in a dilemma. And it's about how he deals with it and the characters he meets and the guidance that he gets through that time. Yeah.
Very metaphysical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the play, that was a lot of fun. It's written about, it's called Surviving Retirement. Again, I wrote it from, hey, I'm 60 and I'm in retirement now, and I'm being forced to come up with new things and new ways to invent myself. So I had told myself, oh yeah, I could write a movie script, I could write a play, I could write a book. So now I'm having to prove it to myself. It's harder than I thought.
Right.
But
you did it.
But I did it. The play is 3 acts. I've got a lot of fun in it, and I want to show people at our age aren't decrepit and unable to think. My characters are lively, they're busy, they have, well, just all kinds of things. They flirt, they're sexy, they're people. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean all that disappears.
No, of course
your
not.
passions and your being alive, it's all there.
Yeah.
You just have to let it out. And as Wayne Dyer says,
well, all those things can disappear. It doesn't matter what age you are.
That's true. That's true. If you don't.
Well, Wayne Dyer got me with "Don't let an old person in," and that stuck.
Yeah,
He
that's
certainly
a
never
really
has.
good one. Yeah.
He's still going strong.
He's still going strong. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it was a lot of fun, and now I'm excited to try and get it out there and get the play actually on the road.
What about you, Celeste? Do you write?
I do. I've been told by every reader I've ever seen that I'm a writer.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't done a lot with writing.
Right.
I've taken one of Seann's poetry classes, which I would recommend, and I wrote some poetry.
Can we get you out here to teach poetry for us?
Yes. Well, it's a bit of a misnomer saying a poetry class. More, it's getting in touch with inner feelings and letting it out in a poetic form to music, but it's getting in touch to do healing with things, issues that you need to identify.
So it brings out the intuition in you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Absolutely, it's really great. And I've played around a little with writing, but I haven't really gotten serious about it. And I'm also a painter, and
It's never too late.
Yeah, no, it's never too late. So painting and writing are something that I plan on doing more of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can draw the images for Seann's play.
Yes, I could.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you going to play the flute for us a little bit? I know
I would love to, and I brought a little poetry along. So
okay, sure.
Or
whatever you want to do first.
Well, why don't you two have a talk for a sec? I'll get my things.
Play amongst ourselves.
Sure.
Oh, dear.
Well, we talked about the massage therapy. We talked about the angelic massage therapy process. What can you tell me about that I haven't asked you about?
Let me see here. Well, I seem to have a real affinity for the forest. We live in a spot where there's huge trees behind us. We back onto Redwood Park. I don't know if you know Redwood Park.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
But it was interesting. I did a class recently, one of Patricia Connor's, and we did blind soul art, it was called. And we were blindfolded, we had to pick our colors, and we had to do the whole thing blindfolded. And what was interesting about it is that it looked like a lot of scribbling, but the colors that came through were the exact colors that I had been painting of the forest. And,
wow.
So,
Isn't that
even
fascinating?
blindfolded,
Even
I'm connected.
blindfolded, you're connected. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful to be in that setting.
And so the images you were painting, were they, what were they? Were
Recognizable?
They recognizable.
There was an angel in there.
Oh, there you
Everybody
go.
saw that. So, and mostly it was the colors, the amazing colors of green, and of all the colors I could have picked, they all were that palette. So,
Wow.
something about green. It's healing. I know when people come to my massage and they look out the window, we're on 3 acres with, I don't know, how tall are those trees, Sean?
Well, they've got to be
They're amazing.
Wow.
100 feet high,
100 feet high,
120
yeah.
feet high.
Yeah.
3 acres, eh? Wow, must be beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. So it's
You
a
have a
very
little pond
healing
too?
setting. No pond. We need a pond.
You need a pond.
Do you do ponds?
No. I'm sure we'll find someone who does.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Well, perhaps I'll ask for my glasses back.
I
Sorry
know.
if they're going to reflect a little light, but...
That's all right.
Needs
no
to
worries.
read.
Okay. No.
Are you gonna make a book out of those?
Oh, I have several little books and
Do
that.
you?
Oh, I've
We
got...
see that cover in the
Okay.
Yes,
the
that's
camera.
soul's good.
Yeah, that
That's
was-
a beautiful
That's
title.
all
That's
angels.
the
Soul's
title.
Garden.
that
I
we're
wish I
hoping-
could say I painted the
I was
angels,
going to
but
ask
it's a
you,
friend
but
of
I
ours.
guess, oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be reprinted, and then you can do the cover for that one.
Oh, absolutely. I've got close to 400 poems now.
Wow.
This is my latest one that I love. It's called Birth. And I'm 60 years old, and it's taken this long for me to finally get in touch with my passion and realize that that is the place to live. What's in your heart and what's coming out of your heart. I've never felt so alive in my life. I feel like every day is a new adventure, instead of being a drudgery and doing something that you really don't want to do. Like,
And that's even though every day is a challenge right now, is it
yes,
not?
it's very much
Yeah.
financially,
Yeah.
but it's also rewarding. Celeste and I are closer than we've ever been, and closer than I've ever been with any other human in my life. I mean, including parent and so on.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So this is reflective of where, this was written on August the 4th. It's called Birth. I am an old man, becoming a young man, with passion's birth. Exciting, rambling, vocal sparks, flying through the night, lighting inner fires everywhere, exposing a flash flood of possibilities, playing fickle, choosing none, all welcome, riding hard on trust, aiming with open arms. I fly into the abyss. My challenge, to let be and see. The winds of creation whirl through my dreams, now free to grow as I step aside. Caressed by love's breath to open my heart, a willing surrender. becoming the catalyst igniting my life's fire.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. I want you to read the Whirling Dervish once, now that I just saw that.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say that.
Were you? Oh, okay. Well, great minds think alike.
Well, this is my salute to this wonderful planet island that we live on in space. A whirling dervish, the planet spins its dance. Like a whirling dervish, flirting with the sun, from her graceful orbit with the axis of a rakishly tipped hat, skimming past fellow orbiters, all joined in a solar club, worshipping their center source of light and warmth, where it fuels a clever planet, so radiant, defying its vacuous home, independently producing a panorama of life, an intoxicating variety of forms, a web of dreams come true. Do we choose to continue to bear witness to this miracle? A gift from our source.
May 16, 2007?
Yes.
That's when you wrote that? That's beautiful.
I put the dates
Dates
on
on.
so you can see progression
Absolutely.
of growth.
Absolutely.
And a little short one that I've always liked tells a nice little story called Loose Change. Not even her love can save him from himself, as he squanders her love and his life like loose change.
Wow. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for sharing those. Thank you.
You're welcome. I enjoy it. Now,
He's beautiful at this, by the way, guys.
well, sometimes I play the flute in between poems to give, like when I'm doing a performance,
Right.
just to give time for the words to sink in and a little bit of a break.
Well, we'll get you to do that for us.
Oh, I will. I love performing. I'm sorry, folks. After
Why are you
60 years
sorry?
of waiting, I'm ready. I just love it. Last night, as I was mentioning to you, Randall came over with his crystal bowls, and
you were all jamming together.
we were jamming with
That's
the
right.
crystal
That's
bowls and the
beautiful.
flute in our hallway, which is an enormous hallway and has a great echo. I liken it, not that it's the same as, but to Paul Horn's recording in the Taj Mahal, where he uses the echo of the dome. Well, we don't have quite that size, but we do
Have an
get
echo.
a bit of an echo, and
Right.
it amplifies and resonates in there.
Wow.
So I'll just give a little.
Yeah, just a bit.
And I hope that whets everybody's appetite to come and hear more.
Absolutely. Seann and Celeste are going to be with us in November. And we hope you can join us. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Is there any questions I left out that you guys may want to add something? Maybe I left out something. You think of anything?
No, not a thing. I just want to thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you.
And
Thank
a
you. It was a
chance to come
pleasure.
out and
Thanks,
perform and do
Celeste.
what we love doing, and that's healing, working from the heart. I mean, the rewards I've been learning from that is amazing, and I've been learning about mediumship and about talking with the dead. And, you know, what I've discovered by all of that,
There's a whole other world out there.
there's a whole other world of support, and you're not alone. And I'm really, you know, when I was in the you know, different cultures where they bury the grandparents and that in the yard, I really am beginning to understand
Why?
the importance and why, because it keeps the family. I know that my mother is around me, my grandmother, and it goes back, and I know there's guides. It's a wonderful feeling to know that, you know, when you're having a really tough time, that you're not alone.
But having them physically around you, does that mean they're going to be more around you spiritually, or it doesn't really matter, does it, where they are?
No, it doesn't matter. That's what I mean. My mother is passed away 3 years now.
Yeah.
She lived to 101, so she had a good life. But it's just comforting, though.
Absolutely.
You know, this thought of separation that we're taught is so false.
It is.
There is no
You're right.
separation.
You're right.
We are joined to everything else.
That's true.
There's just
I
a
remember
veil.
when we came here, all my uncles and aunts and everyone lived in the same house, and all his cousins always played together.
Nice.
And then, you know, slowly, my parents moved away and everyone else moved away, and then my grandparents and then all of us got separated, and then you get married and you move on, and then, you know, my brother who got married is now a single dad, and, you know, it's
Things change.
separation.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, separation, that you are alone, the way we're taught, is
It's not true.
it's such a disservice,
That's
because you know, it's not only are we joined with the whole community of every other human that we live with, but there is the other side. Like
The spiritual side.
I very much agree with the early Gnostics in the sense that heaven isn't out there somewhere, it's right here. It's which is just a veil that separates us from seeing it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Celeste.
Welcome, dear.
Okay.
Thank you, Seann. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for joining
much.
us. Thank
I've
you.
enjoyed this very much.
Thank you.